everyone, it's Laurie from Cook Scrap Craft, and I've got a process video for you today that's using one of the kits that I put together using items from my scrapbook stash. That's what I am scrapbooking with for the month of October. For this particular layout, I'm not following along with one of Chamel's sketches. This one, if you have been watching any of my videos, you will know that sometimes I dream about scrapbooking. And so the design for this layout today came from a dream that I had. So right now I'm just trying to cut photos down and kind of like place some of the pieces of where I think everything should go. The particular kit that I'm using is one that I put together that's sort of like beachy themed, summery themed. And the photos that I've got are 3 photos from a trip to a local aquarium that we went to over the summer. So I thought that those would go well with the stuff in this layout, or the stuff in this kit that I put together. And I've got my October scrapbook haul video, quote unquote, because it's not really a haul. I didn't buy anything. I just shopped my stash and put together some kits using the items that I discovered. I discovered so many fun things that I didn't realize that I had. And so I encourage you guys to do the same thing. You don't have to do it for this month, whatever is convenient for you, but I still encourage you to do it because you never know what might be hiding in a drawer or something that you just forgot about because you haven't opened that drawer. You've just been buying new stuff, which is totally fine. I love buying new stuff, and I think I'm going to buy new stuff for November, but we'll see how far I get with these kits that I put together. So basically, the photos are from an aquarium. I'm leaving one photo as a 4x6, and then the other 2 I cut down to 3x4. So now I'm just going through all of these random paper scraps and trying to find ones that I think would fit well with, like, in terms of the color scheme, in terms of embellishments. I pulled a couple embellishments and stickers up at the top. I knew that I might want to use those. And I'm just kind of trying to get a basic design in terms of photo placement and some of the paper placement. Obviously, I'm going to need a 12x12 piece of cardstock to go behind it. But before I even look for any of that, I just want to make sure I know what papers and stuff I'm going to use and just get an idea before I start gluing everything down. So yeah, basically a lot of the stuff is, I don't even remember the manufacturers. I think there's some old Chamel product in here. I know she doesn't make scrapbook lines anymore, but there's some old Chamel. There's some pieces from a Michael's Recollections paper pad. I think some of the polka dot stuff is Doodlebug Designs. Yeah, it's just very random, and that's kind of fun, right? So I picked this sort of neon green. It doesn't really look that neon green, but it's pretty neon to go as my background because the word die cut, or the word cut apart that said summer vibes, that had some of the letters as sort of a neon green. And so I wanted to pull that color from that word thingy and make that be the background, essentially. You could do it with a white cardstock or a different color cardstock or pattern paper. It doesn't have to be solid cardstock. I just kind of liked the solid because then it gives me some space to do, some splattering and kind of like, it's more of like negative space for me, or using white space. So that's why I chose a solid color cardstock. And it matched the thing in Summer Vibes. You can see right down there. I'm inking the edges of everything because I want it all to really stand out. There's going to be a lot of layering going on. So I'm layering the Summer Vibes onto that Chamel paper, which is really pretty purple on that side. And anything that I cut from this that I'm not going to use, I will put back into the kit. If it's too small to even be like punched into a shape, I'm just going to throw it out. But if it's still a pretty good size, I'm either going to put it back in the kit to be used on a different layout, or I will take one of my shape punchers and punch it into like a circle or a square or a hexagon and just add that to my punched shape stash for future use. I need to do, I have some spring soccer photos that I need to scrapbook, and I want to use my hexagons, all the hexagons that I've punched out. So stay tuned. Hopefully I will get around to making a process video for that one. I have the idea. I just need to actually sit down and do it. Speaking of staying tuned, If you are a subscriber already, welcome back to the channel, and thanks so much for stopping by and watching another video. If you're new to the channel, welcome, and I hope that this video is inspiring for you. And if you do like it, then please consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out on other process videos. I do ones every Tuesday, and then there are a couple other process videos sprinkled in throughout the month depending on what challenges I'm participating in and design team stuff. And then I also do layout shares and scrapbook hauls. So thanks for being here. Let me know in the comments that you're here by saying hi, or if you have any questions about the things that you see me do, products that you see me use, leave those in the comments down below as well. So I love the rule of threes, you guys. So I've got behind my 3x4 photos, 2 paper layers. And I kind of just, they're haphazardly kind of all at opposite diagonals. I like the way that looks. I mean, I wasn't measuring anything. I was literally just taking the paper scraps at the size they were and seeing like, how can I put these on a page? So they were perfect for the 3x4 photos. You could also just keep the photos like in a straight line and do either like a single matting behind both the photos together, or do each photo has its own separate matting and just make it like strict matting, like straight matting. You take the photo, you put a mat behind it, then you put a mat behind the mat, and it's just all like one on top of each other. It doesn't have to be haphazard. Lots of different ways that you could do this. And then the 4x6 photo is not getting any matting. It's kind of like popping off of that polka dot paper there. And I didn't give it any matting just because it's already so big. I don't really think it needs anything else. Down at the bottom, you saw I put the summer vibes piece. You could even do that's kind of the title for this, I guess. So you could put your title down there using alpha stickers. You could also do like pattern paper borders down there if you have like some border stickers or something. Even it doesn't have to go all the way across. It could just go all the way across like the size of the polka dot pattern paper. I'm just throwing out other ideas because it all depends when you're doing stuff. Making layouts based on what you have in your stash, it just all kind of depends on what you've got and the sizes of the things that you've got and how you can make them work. So I'm just throwing out some ideas if you are interested in shopping your own stash and trying to like recreate this a little bit. Something that I like to do, either if I'm watching Shamel or I'm looking up sketches on my Pinterest boards, I will just take a quick look at it and be like, okay, here's what I like about that. And then I won't look at it again and I'll just start making a scrapbook layout. So you could do the same thing with this too. Maybe you like, oh, I like the way that the 3x4 photos are matted. You could just take that aspect and make it your own thing. Or maybe you're like, oh, I like, where the title is, or I like the use of the 3 photos and those sizes, whatever. You could do however you want. And I'm pretty sure you could also like flip this. So if your photos are horizontal, not vertical, you could just flip this around and make it, just flip it on its side and use your horizontal photos instead of vertical photos. So I've got a little journaling spot that I'm putting on the left-hand side, and I cut it so it looks like it's going off the page, and then I brought the other side back into that cluster up at the top there. I'm just trying to work within that negative space to kind of like bring something up there so it's not so empty, but of course I'm going to do some splatters. I'm going to do splatters, and I think I do the splatters in the Nuvo Mica Mist, which is antique gold. I think that's the color. It shows up pretty well on the green. I could have, I'm obsessed with the speckled lemonade. That would have shown up really well and have been a nice like bright summery color, but I don't do that. And I'm placing this down. I inked the edges of that thing that said June. And right about now, I'm like, wait a second. We didn't go to the aquarium in June. We went in July. So I don't even know if I have June. I mean, I could save the June for our June vacation photos, but I don't have any of those printed yet. So I'm going to have to save that piece, and we'll see if I can come up with another layout on which to use it. But in its place, I just stuck that shell piece. That's from I think a Simple Stories collection. I had some of these foam stickers from that Simple Stories sort of beachy collection, and I just thought I would use them there. There's like a starfish and there's some hearts. It's an aquarium. At first I wasn't going to use the shells because I wanted to save the shells for like an actual beach layout, but I was like, you know what? This is shop your stash. This is bash your stash time. Like, don't save things. I can, if I need seashell stickers, I can just go buy them at some point later when I'm actually scrapbooking beach photos. I'm not doing beach photos right now. I'm doing this photo. So this is what I'm going to do, and I'm not going to worry about it. I've got a little bit of an embellishment cluster on that far right photo. I don't add any embellishments to the one in the middle. And then you've got like where the journaling is, that's an embellishment cluster in itself as well. So I'm also just adding a little finishing touch, finishing touch around the border, making my own hand-drawn border. Sometimes I just, especially when I'm using a solid cardstock, sometimes I just feel like that works a lot better. And just to kind of, well, like I said, it's a finishing touch. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just got like a text notification, and I think it's that someone telling me that I could have been exposed to COVID. So yay! I'm so happy. I'll have to look at that after I finish this voiceover. Anywho, here are the close-ups. I hope that you can see things in a little bit more detail in terms of the layering and dimension. And thank you again so much for watching this all the way to the end. I hope that you guys are healthy and happy and having lots of time to scrapbook. I'll see you next time. Bye.